Hey, what's up, snipers? Stock Sniper Nick here, and tonight we're going to be going over the watch list for tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday, September 30th. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and you like this, because we're actually talking about real money here, and this is real money going in and out of these stocks. So it could get interesting on some weeks. Every single night, we write up a watch list for our members as one of the resources to help us get ahead of the game. And every Tuesday night, we go over our watch list together as a team. So tonight, we're going to dive into 3 stocks, a little bit of a slower day. We're actually in a stock, so we'll talk about the one stock we're in overnight, and then we're going to talk about the 2 other stocks that we're really eyeing down for potential morning plays. You know, the ones that can make us $400, $500, $600 in the morning, and this is off $2,000, $3,000 investment. We're quick in and out. Before we dive into those 3 stocks, I want to give a quick shout out to our whole sniper chat. First things first, if you don't follow us on social media, make sure you check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as we post our wins from the chat in there once in a while. We call it Tag a Bag, and we call tonight Take a Bag Tuesday. So it's only right to go over one of the trades that we missed on social media because it was a later trade, and that was by our boy Z-Man. And he actually traded this stock, as you can see to the right, had a huge run up, and he traded it from 288 to 322, making $500+. So I want to give a quick shout out to Z-Man. He's actually been grinding with us for a couple months, so it's nice to see big plays like that come and pay off. And like I was saying before, none of us are playing with huge money. We're investing $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 into these stocks. My man Tito also nailed this stock. So good job, snipers. So alright guys, now let's go ahead and let's dive into our watch list for tomorrow morning. The first stock we're going to talk about is the stock that we're in overnight, and that's the stock PASO, P-A-S-O. But what we really like to see is that it has spikeability. It could run. It has ran from the 3s to 16 in a couple days, and that was earlier this year, back in June, just a couple months ago. Right? Why we like it now and why we think that it can continue tomorrow is PASO has had 11 straight red days in the last 2 weeks. On Friday, it finally got a green day, but the green day didn't really close strong. Okay? Then, yesterday, it got a little bit of a consolidation day, and it created some support down here in the 2s. So now that it's creating some support, this thing is down all the way from 10 cents. It was just there 2 weeks ago. So we think the turnaround is coming soon. Today, we locked in when we saw that this got a little bit of a drift up in the morning, and it started to create a little bit of support above 2. So now we're getting even more support. So then in power hour, when it was still holding the 0.022 support and it started to creep towards its high, we decided we're going to go ahead and risk this. It created support down here at 22522 area, which is higher than the support that he created yesterday, and it consolidated at. And then in power hour, it started to creep back up, so we decided to go ahead and slap it right here. So you can see after we got in, it did get a little bit of a push, which is what we like to see. Now ideally in these situations, it ends up testing the high and then pushes past the high and makes a new high. Those are ideal power hour sniper plays, and that's what we see time and time again. But sometimes that does not happen. All right, it is key to understand this is not an exact science, and that is when defense comes into play. So this is a great example to show when the play actually doesn't really work out in your favor. We could still potentially profit on this, but since it's not in our favor anymore, as you see, it topped out at 2.5 resistance and then dipped. So it's actually putting us down going in overnight. So now we're playing defense, and it's key to recognize that. You're not looking for as much profit on this play when you got to play defense, because when you're looking for a good profit is when these plays end up pushing to the high and continuing. But since it had that dip, we're going to go ahead and play strict defense. You know, this has a chance of gapping up tomorrow, and if it does, we want to see a gap up to the 2.5 area, so that way it could break past the resistance with the morning buyers, and then we could sell into that. But if it doesn't gap up at all, we're going to go ahead and take the small loss. We're down 200 right now. So the number one rule when you are down is to take the loss, especially at the beginning. So that way you can keep the boat afloat. That is key. It's key to get your reps up at the beginning. So just to have the cash in your account to just go over and over and over for these trades until you really understand them, because these trades, like I was saying earlier, are set up for you to be able to reap the benefits. They're set up for 3-to-1, 4-to-1 risk reward ratios. So when you figure out really how to play them, it's a skill that you can use forever. But part of the skill and the hard part that not a lot of people like to even practice is when your play isn't going your way, and 90% of traders lose. So at the beginning, you may experience this a little bit more than you want to, but if you want it, trust me, anyone can do it. We're just normal people here lined up for us. It took us 4 years, but it got there. The next play is another OTC play. I'm going to go over this one real quick because it's lining up with the pattern that we like to look at, and that is a 52-week breakout. So this OTC stock made a new 52-week high and actually made that high in power hour, and it got a nice 15% push after it made that high. So it closed very nicely. Good job, longs. I know there's a couple people in the chat that were eyeing this one, so congrats if you did jump in on this one. That is a nice gain. All right, so now that it's up here over the 52-week high of 114 and it's holding and it had some buyers up there, we actually think that this one has a potential of continuing tomorrow, but we don't want to reach. So what we're looking for here is that ideally there's some profit takers in the morning and it gets a panic dip sell, and if it dips, then we like to support around here so that we don't have to reach for it. If we could get a dip around here, around the 105 support area, we think, you know, this one had buyers. We think this one could hold and get a pop back up and end up potentially continuing tomorrow. So for us, since we didn't play that breakout, we're just going to be watching it here, and if the dip comes, we'll be ready to go because we got this watch here. All right, guys, last but not least, we always like to throw one wild card pick of the night. I told you this was a short list, so our third one is our wild card pick tonight. It's just a little bit of a crazier stock that we like to watch. Our wild card pick tonight is VPLM, and it's a wild card pick because it ran 300% today, and that is because they came out with a news article and they mentioned Apple in it, which is pretty crazy because a really small penny stock with Apple in their news article could make this thing run. And with VPLM, they actually came out with news saying that Apple took them to an appeals court, and the appeals court is actually siding on VPLM side. So that got some hype in the morning and ended up giving the stock a boost. And then intraday, it created some support above a penny, and then check this out. When it breaks out at 124, this one runs from 124 to 143. It runs like 80% plus. So what a gain there, and that is why we love these stocks. Look at the volatility. Where else do you see that? Okay, as you can see, this is a wild one as it came back down. You know, we're not reaching or anything, but what we are watching here, since the volatility is there now and it has this news, we're going to watch this one for a potential panic dip buy because we really think it's coming soon. If it doesn't happen tomorrow morning, we think it could happen throughout the week because this one had really nice volume today, but also it is up 500% in 3 days. So we really think a big pullback has to happen, okay? So we'll be keeping an eye. As you can see on the 1 year chart, this came all the way down here from 0.008 and it topped out at 0.0425 today. So just wild, but those are the stocks that we're watching in our chat. Our chat jumped on this early. We were watching it throughout the day. They're really awesome to watch. They're really exciting to watch. In my opinion, these are the stocks worth watching. So VPLM, that's the wildcard pick of the night. All right, guys. As always, thank you for tuning in to my sniper team. We got webinar Wednesday tomorrow night, and then Thursday, as you saw we posted in the chat, it's actually National Coffee Day. So we're gonna have the Cuban coffee here. We got the Cuban coffee shop down the street. But if you don't check your emails, make sure you check it or check the chat. We actually sent a link for you to be able to join a raffle, a members only raffle for a $25 Starbucks gift card for National Coffee Day, which is Thursday. It also lines up with October 1st. So go ahead and start your October off strong with that. So again, if you haven't checked your email, check it out on Thursday. We'll go ahead and go on our live and we'll announce the winner of the gift card. There's only a couple people who joined so far. I think like 12 people. So you got a good chance. For everybody else, much love. Thank you for joining. You can always check us out at www.thestocksnipers.com, or we're here every single Tuesday night. We'll be going over the watch list next Tuesday with a whole new group of stocks. But for now, let's go ahead. Let's lock into these stocks for tomorrow and let's make some money together, guys. All right, everyone. We'll talk to you guys later. Sniper Nick, out.